Hi, I'm Martina. Welcome to Magnetic Clarity. I'm a kinesiologist. I use tarot to explore downloads that will help us cultivate the life we want. Hi, Pile One. So the Sun card. I feel like there's a new energy when you've been coming out of a darker phase. You know, sometimes we're building our confidence to dream a little bigger, or we're trying to find that new inspiration. So I just wanted to do a reading on that because I think sometimes humans always, we look at our shadow side a lot, or we can get a little bit more further down in the weeds. But really, we're always trying to reach new inspiration, new hopes, new dreams. And I think humans sometimes forget to have fun along the way because things are so heavy. So I thought we would get that sort of reading on board today and see what messages we can get for you. So yeah, you've picked this card, and I feel like, yeah, she wants to play amongst the sun. She's found a new sort of freedom. And I think it feels like she knows herself what journey she's taken. If you look at the moon card, would be just before that. So there has been some confusion along the way, but it's like brand new day, it's like you're ready to get started, whatever this energy or new inspiration is that you're working on. So before we do the tarot, let's just pull some oracle cards. Just to see what energies are around you right now. Any guides, any energy patterns, maybe even, earth angels, who knows? Let's just see what energies are around you, Pile One. Okay, earth and ground. Okay, seems like there is a few earth angels. Okay, bottom of the deck is listen deeply. It's hard to build your vitality again after like a shadow moment. And even though you have all of this buzzing excitement and inspiration to start, playing again, sometimes it takes a little while for the body to catch up. And so your mind and your dreams are racing ahead, but your body can't quite catch up. And maybe it's because there's a little final step to take when you're coming out of this like darker energy or cave energy or hibernation energy or like maybe you've been restoring your energy, is that it's almost like you have to just re-ground back into the present. And maybe it means going into nature, maybe it means getting out in the sun, maybe it means just sort of getting amongst Mother Nature and just giving her any of the residual unconscious patterns that you might still be holding, but you're giving permission to release it. I feel like you just really, really need to connect right back into the present now. Maybe you've been doing a lot of healing work, and sometimes we get stuck in our past a little bit or past regrets. But even though on a conscious level, you've been working on them and you're trying to break those cycles, there's just that little bit of just plugging yourself back into Mother Nature so that you can beam a lot brighter than you have been recently. Okay, let's get more oracles. This is Moonology for Pile One. What does Pile One need to know? The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Bottom of the deck, show the world the real you. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like yourself, right? You're split, kind of like what I was saying before. You've shifted your energy. So I feel like these twin energies kind of representing two parts of yourself, the unconscious part and the conscious part. And it's really just how to calibrate that, how to bring that back into the full integration of yourself. Let's see what's underneath all of that. Pile One. Thank you. Bottom of the deck, alone, hermit crab. clarity. So you've got the moon, you've got the clouds, you've got the sun, you've got the earth. Yeah, so maybe you're trying to figure out which new version of it yourself that you're trying to reveal to the world, And I feel like you have a secret knowing anyway. I feel like we all do. We just don't listen to it enough, right? Because we get our human mind in the way, and we can put lots of lenses and filters in front of our dream instead of just like smashing through some of that. And sometimes that is because we get locked into some belief patterns and subconscious programming, right? And we're just really good at trying to focus on the specks of dirt on the lens as opposed to just, piercing through that and letting sunlight kind of cleanse that energy. But I think that's what it is. It's like once you get back into Mother Nature or grounding or whatever it is, whatever practice you do that just makes you feel, you're super connected. It could be one of the elements. I often tell clients to, we hear all these mindful, healing practices like go for a walk in nature or, but like I always say to them, there's 5 elements, fire, earth, metal, water, wood. Which one of those feels the most comforting right now and the most connected? So maybe, it's forest energy. If it feels like a wood energy, you just want to feel really strong and grounded. Or maybe it is just walking in a park in your local neighborhood. Maybe you just need to feel, nature underneath your feet and the earth energy or water energy. Do you need to go to a lake or the beach? Just sort of play with the energies like that. Just to, allow your left brain to get out of the way because, when you're trying to do all the algorithms to life, sometimes the answers have to be revealed to you when you're in that integrated space. And it's that surrender allowing energy, isn't it? I also feel like with the bottom of the deck of being alone and the hermit crab, and then also, show the world the real you with Aquarius energy, I feel you can take on all of your own story within yourself. So you have these conversations with yourself. You don't often necessarily go to others for counsel because you do the work. You know that there's only, you have to listen deeply, like the bottom of this deck as well. It's like listening to your own self, and calibrating that. So you do tend to be self-reliant, and that's okay. And that's a good thing to have, that strength and that resilience. But sometimes if you're going to be in that Aquarius energy, and I know myself, I am Aquarius, you get really, all in your head a bit, and you can, be thinking at lightning speed. And sometimes you just have to go, whoa, slow your roll, ground yourself. Like the answers are coming. I know you don't have the clarity right now. I know you've come out of a phase of confusion, but you do have this like energy coming. You can feel it. That's why you have this vitality. That's why you're at this reading. It's just how do you build your physical resilience on a physical frequency so that you can calibrate this and really like start to shine and get that momentum that you need. But let's see what Tarot has to say. Let's actually move these a little bit this way. Okay, what is coming in for pile 1? What answers are coming in? What clarity do they need? What is this higher self vitality momentum that is like dying to come through and shine? What is pile 1 working towards? What is she coming out from? Hermit energy. Take these. Bottom of the deck is the World card. Okay, so we have death and rebirth. We have 9 of Cups energy. Loving them already. We have 3 of Swords. We have 7 of Swords. We have the Magician. We have 3 of Pentacles. And the last card is 9 of Swords. Can you see all of them? Well, you've definitely completed a cycle, right? You're at the World card here, and I think it was a huge lesson. And that's why you're really hungry for a better version, a bigger dream, and a brighter horizon for yourself. And you've also got the Death and Rebirth, so you're ready for this. Like, you've had to do a lot of work. And I think it's been about work on yourself. That's why you've had this, like, having to go into, not hiding per se, but you've had to restore your energy. You've had to go to ground. You've had to be the hermit crab energy. And you've been asking yourself the answers, and you know that they're coming because you know that there's always a stronger whisper within all of that chaos. And you have to listen deeply, you know, but at the same time, it's really hard to when you're having this pain energy, this like life lesson, this hurt, this betrayal even. Maybe you kind of feel like you've even let yourself down in this story. It's like, again, I have to learn this lesson. Like, and it's because you kind of lead with your heart. I feel like when you're a real team player, you like to collaborate, you like to be part of it like a mini tribe. But sometimes along the line, when you lead with your heart, and there's been some betrayals along the way, it's like that's when you can shut down, right? That's when you can sort of close off because you don't really feel secure. It's like it's almost a little bit out of order. You really want to be feeling safe and secure, and you know it's the line of the chakras, right? But when you lead with your heart, which is, you know, amazing, that's what we should all do. But I guess with the human experience, sometimes we can overtrust or allow people, the caretakers of it, instead of being the caretaker of your own heart. And it's not that you have to shut yourself off from the world, although sometimes when there's been a real pain, that's all you want to do. And sometimes it's also necessary. It's that you've had to... I actually feel like you were born this way. I feel like you were always born leading with the heart. You're always maybe listening to others, counseling others, and at some point depleting yourself. Or, you know, if it's been in romantic relationships, you've had a few people that have certainly known how to take advantage of that. So it's about kind of remembering who you are. And I feel like that's what this hibernation has been about. It's about realigning your goals, deciding what you really want. Lead with joy, lead with inspiration. You know that you have this treasure within you to be of service to others, so you can collaborate or be part of a bigger project. But it's that you don't do it at the expense of yourself, you know. You can't be leaving yourself that exposed when people take advantage of you. And it's like you just really need to figure out your inner strength and your inner magic, and how do you, which I feel like that's the answers you've been getting, because you have completed the cycle, right? You have had this death and rebirth experience. And now you're just looking for that clarity, because at some point you stopped trusting yourself. And so now that's kind of permeated a few of your decisions, on your mental decisions and your emotional decisions. And sometimes that's how it goes, right? You just have to remember all of those assets that you own. And it's retrusting yourself, so that you can get back to being the highest version of yourself, where you do lead with your heart without it being at a cost to yourself. And the right people take care of you. The right people help you work your own magic and dreams and, you know, goals. There's always a soul tribe around you to do that. It's just about choosing the right people, right? And unfortunately, sometimes when you come in with such a heart-centered, heart-leading vibration, it can have that immaturity to it, in the sense that it's a really powerful tool and you just want to share and give to everyone. And then you have to learn how to channel it better, because not everyone meets you at that equal exchange. And so you kind of learn a few hard lessons along the way. And that's when you kind of experience betrayal and, being disappointed by others and being let down, that you've gone into self-doubt. And that's the kind of clarity part of it. That's, you're just trying to figure out if you can trust yourself, and the answers you need are coming. But are you still looking outside of yourself for them, or are you ready to back yourself right now? Okay, so Ace of Wands came out. Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like we are really working with the sacral chakra, and it is about getting your own, it's almost like the fire in your own belly. It's kind of like this energy. It's like when you lead from your heart, this really is. It's like following your own dream and passions, and you have this like bottomless pit of abundance when it comes to an energy and inspiration and mojo. But that's when it's in alignment. You can't be working on other people's stuff or helping them fix their stuff at the price of yourself. And the answers are within. So just always, you know what's going to ignite the spark completely, because you're at the beginning of it, and it's a much higher version of it than it has been in the past. But again, just reground that energy. And when I was talking to you before about, finding an element that might help support you right now, there is that fire element as well. So yeah, maybe candle energy, maybe it's a bonfire, maybe go camping, something that's going to invoke that fire element in you and reignite your spark for life and for your dreams, some that you've forgotten. Let me see if there's something I want to clarify. Okay, let's see what answers that might be coming that might help trigger you or invoke something in you. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. I definitely feel like that's your energy. You've got lots of fire energy. You've got the Nine of Wands. So I feel like whatever, all of these muscles you've been building out of strength and inner strength and emotional strength is kind of like your spark from the divine on some level. It's like what I was saying to you. You almost had to learn the power of your heart to use it properly. And sometimes that means getting burnt in the process. And I feel like that's why the Nine of Wands is here. But it's that is the actual medicine or antidote for your story. It's like you've actually had to build your own resilience to that and learn how to beat to your own drum. So there's definitely, like, look at all that fire energy. And I feel like with the Queen of Cups, it's like sorry, I'm going back to the elements again. Sometimes when we have too much fire within ourselves, then water is a really cooling energy, right? But with the sun energy being the catalyst for this reading, it's like you almost have to heat your heart back up. It's like you've chilled it down too much as a way to protect yourself. And it's just not even sustaining your own vitality now, because you're not operating at your most highest version, because you are all heart-centered. You are the Queen of Cups. So it can't be, chilly atmosphere. You have to warm that gift back up again and re-remember it. So yeah, I feel like you need to tap into fire energy on some level. And then you have the Page of Swords here. I feel like you've had ideas. They might not be fully developed yet, but I feel like with the answers that you want to come in, it feels like it's what you've been Googling, it's what you've been focusing on, it's what you've been distracting yourself from when you're in this hermit energy. We all have this propensity to, whether it's you're watching it on YouTube or you're watching it, researching on Google or books or wherever you're spending a lot of your time in this hibernation phase hasn't been a waste. I feel like you have been learning it, and as you've been learning it, it's been the only way to bridge these two part versions of yourself. So whatever lesson or subject or idea that you have been kind of mulling over, well, no surprise, that is one of the answers that's coming, because you've already had a propensity to lean into it. But maybe that's why the clarity has come too much. You've either had too many ideas and you just have to go back to basics, or it's that take whatever this idea you had and start dreaming bigger with it. Yeah, it's new, it's fresh energy, but it's in the right direction. Okay, pile 1, Miss Queen of Cups. Oh, Mr. Queen of Cups. Let's see. Let's get a final message for you to end the reading. So just to summarize, you've gone through some endings. You've definitely shifted into a brand new version of yourself. And it's just figuring out how to operate that system now. You know your internal operating system from the beginning. It has been painful to learn the power of your gifts at sometimes the expense of yourself and to the abundance of others. But it's not to stop doing or being who you are. It's just recalibrating it and channeling it to your highest good and learning, and maybe start taking it back out for a test drive. So let's get a final card for pile 1. Orange energy. I love it. At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can. Yes, pile 1, we can. I don't often do the bottom of the deck with these cards, but it's like we must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. Even with the ones, and even with this red energy, I feel like it's tapping into some of the painful moments in our lives. Some of those people that have really, allowed us to go into this frequency where we've had to go and lick our wounds because sometimes the betrayal's been too much to cope with, or the disappointment or whatever. It's that they were teachers too, and we forget that. And so sometimes it's almost like there is a gratitude that comes with it, because they have built this resilience to be so damn strong that now you're going to honor your own power and then start sharing and dispensing it. So yeah, it can be a hard pill to swallow, but I think you know what I mean. Okay, pile 1, that's all I have for you. If you like this reading, can you actually maybe put a 1, 2, or 3 in the comments, so at least I know which ones you're enjoying? Okay, thanks a million. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million. Hi, pile 2. So this is the sun card that you chose. Okay, sunflower energy. Before we go to the tarot, so really the impetus or the inspiration for this reading was, it's like new inspiration. I feel like we are in a space of trying to find what really fills us up with joy. The world can be a little inverted at the moment, and we're just trying to find that vitality and energy to keep us singing along. Or I feel like maybe 19 with numerology is a beginning or ending. So let's see where your energy's at, pile 2. So can we have a card for, okay, bottom of the deck, manifestation, okay. Harmony and resolution. Okay. Let's see. We're also going to take a card from the Moonology deck. I feel like sometimes when we're asking for more vitality or more inspiration, or if we're ready to start acting in that fullest expression of happiness and joy, the chances are we may have been starved of it a little bit, and so that really encourages that appetite to get back on the horse, so to speak, to start living the fullest version of our lives, right? And it normally does come after a rainy day, right? So let's see what pile 2, thank you. Balance, spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. And bottom of the deck, it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Okay, let's see where these cards are going. I feel like I'm getting some inclinations. Okay, what is the sabotage program underneath all this? Pile 2. Oh, 2 cards. Bottom of the deck, alone, random. That came out in pile 1. Whew, success and limited. Okay, that's like a double. That literally is a sabotage program, isn't it? Like where you want the success, but you might be limiting yourself on some level. It's harmonizing that balance between spirituality and practicality. You've got the manifestation card. You've got the releasing of negativity as well. And yeah, let's see what Tarot's got to say. Let's just move these cards along a little bit. Oh, just had this feeling, it's really hard if you are spiritually focused, which I guess people who come to these readings are, right? We're always trying to work with the laws of the universe. We are trying to manifest a bigger, brighter lives for ourselves. We do want all of the things. We want our dreams to be big and easy, if preferably. We want them to be abundant. We want them to be inspiring. We want to just, bathe in the glory of it all. And we want to be successful at it. And sometimes when we put such a pressure of success on a dream, it can really, almost like snuff it out, right? It can really like, snuff out that flame or that, and it's like a seed. You really have to nurture it, right? Dreams are very, very fragile because there are secret wishes of our heart. And sometimes, it's hard to express them because we already want to put on that negative spin that they won't come true, But on one side of ourselves, we believe in the laws of the universe. We believe that energy has no boundaries. We believe that we create our reality. But, oh boy, our human self always knows how to, suppress it, right, on some level. And, that's more normal than it's not normal. So no shame or blame there. I get it. But let's see, what is it that pile 2 needs to hear? What's been happening in their story up until now? And why are they being called to this reading? What is happening in pile 2? What can we share with them today? More. Okay, bottom of the deck is 8 of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like this feels like a business. It feels like or a personal, passionate project, or maybe it's career. I feel like something that is mastering your craft anyway. I feel like you probably have a spiritual path, some sort of spiritual career, healing, light worker. But let's see. Okay, pile 2, we have the Emperor. Okay. We have 6 of Cups. We have 5 of Swords. We have 5 of Cups. We have 3 of Pentacles. And we have 10 of Cups. It's a nice ending. Okay, pile 2. I feel like, let's just separate these cards because I feel like the messages are clearer this way. I feel like you have been working hard at your craft. I feel like you have been trying to build your dream. Like that's what you want. You have a dream and you've been building it and working really hard at your craft. You've been trying to take all the things that you've learned and dispense it and make it into something that you can share or sell or, you know, be of service of. And on some level it should work, right? You've measured all the things, you've done all the metrics, you've done all of the calculations of how that could be. It's you know, you've done all the coaching lessons, you've done all your homework, you've researched it, you've learned how to, you know, be self-employed, you've learned how to start a small business, even though you're really spiritually minded or spiritually driven. There is some practical lessons, right? The balance of the practicality that you have had to learn to make a business successful, right? Until it can lean too much into a place where it's not in harmony anymore. I feel like, you know, with the Emperor card, that is like building your empire, right? It's owning who you are. You are definitely of spiritual... You're definitely a strong channel for spirituality. You have all of the wisdom and answers anyway, and you probably... people reflect that to you all the time. So you feel like you are grounded in doing this as a business. Like, it's like, but 2 + 2 is not equaling 4 at the moment, and you can't figure out why. It's like you've done the basics, you've done the foundations, you've got your resources to a stable place in terms of this is possible, this is financially possible, yet it's not translating as well as you thought it would have been. That's why you've got the manifestation card at the bottom. You're trying to do it, but this negativity thing's catching up with you, and it's like shaking it, and you're trying to figure out, like, why is this just not, like, I'm doing all the things, but here it's not gaining the traction you thought it would. And so now it's starting to feel like it's like, it feels like it's a losing battle. I guess with the 5 of Swords and 5 of Cup energy, like, you know, let's be honest, they're kind of shitty cards, right, to have when you're really trying to work hard. When you're working so hard, these are not the results that should be coming, and you're beside yourself by figuring out, how is this possible? And I feel like the cards are trying to remind you this is a good news, because I think once you get this missing piece, this is where you're going to change your world, and your dream will get bigger, and it will manifest exactly the way it should, right? Because we're heading to 10 of Cups. So let's just bear with the story for a minute, just till we get the clarity that you need. This Sun card is almost like holding up a trophy, right? It's like success. It's like, I've got the badge, I've got the, you know, the t-shirt basically. But I feel like because that's what you want, and there's no shame in that either. It's you know, it's your dream. You want to be successful. You want to be the authority in your field. You have all of this desire and inner and self-knowing and even confidence. Like, you know you can do this. You know you're heart-centered. You know that you have the confidence to pull it off, but yet it's not being pulled off. Why? And I noticed this, see this red feather here? I feel like it's kind of asking you to re-remember what it was that you as a child had a natural gift and ability for, and look at it through the adult eyes and also your memory as it was as a child. Because whatever gifts you were playing with or naturally were born with is where you should be heading. I feel like you've got it's not that you're on the wrong track. You are on the right track. It's just 1 or 2 degrees off the path you need to be on. I feel like you might have over intellectualized your gifts by, this, we get such a inflood of information from social media about, how to run a business, how to be this, how to get your 6 figures, how to, all of that. It's like a diatribe of knowledge, and it takes you further and further away from your heart-centered work and why you actually got into business to start with. And I feel like now this is the reading to just recalibrate. Why did you start this business originally, and really get in touch with that? Because I feel like with this lizard energy, I feel like at the moment it's this current situation is kind of like letting your blood run cold. I don't see any wands in your reading. I feel like the fire is going out, or I feel like you're losing, the drive to keep pushing on, which seems like a losing battle, right? But that's not true, pile 2. It's that we just need to get your path 1 degree or 2 degrees back in line. And because all the hustle, and even though you know that that's not the strategy to do, when you're bombarded with how everyone else is running their business and how everyone's successful, it can become, just overwhelming, right? And you go into flight or flight mode. So that's when you start feeling limited and you start sabotaging your success, because you forgot the real you and the real version of you that you need to be lining up to, so that you're not in this winning the battle at all costs through a scarcity mindset. It's not working harder, right? It's not like doing all the 3D tricks. It's that because it's just left your net empty. Like, it's not even been emotionally fulfilling. And it feels like your heart chakra is coming to this pale, drained green color. I just feel like, it's kind of like, it's just draining you, emotionally draining you. And you're feeling really depleted by all this effort, all of this, confidence and inner knowing and real powerful masculine energy of being able to go and get your dreams. Like, you have that. But again, recalibrating it into what do you remember about your past that is really the direction you really want to be going towards. And at what point did your previous success make you feel limited? Because something is driving you that's from probably an older memory, where it could be like as young as 5, 6, 7, where maybe holding up a trophy, or maybe there was a competition at school and you either got it and you remember that feeling, but there's something out of alignment with it. I don't know what it is. Or it made you feel limited as well. There's something not quite right about a win in your past that left you feeling not fully, not in full wow, if you like. And it's like, what lesson is it there's something that you repeated a little bit in that story that is coming to fruition today for you to now just put a pin in it. It's like you came to this reading knowing that this answer would come. It's just that now that you're hearing it, you're like, ooh, okay. It's kind of that old adage of measure twice, cut once. And I've done this myself. I have thrown myself into all of these traps as well, thinking that, if I just work harder instead of smarter, you'll get it done. And it just doesn't. You have to embody it, right? So let's go to this. Because it's like you've like I said, there's no wand energy, right? So you're not feeling the joy from this project anymore. And it's remembering to get into that playful energy. When you collaborate, when you feel like you're working, because you want to serve. I have that feeling that you want to be of service on some level, and yet the right clients aren't coming your way, or you're getting clients, but they're not the ones you want, or whatever this misalignment is. It's that once you go into this space again and just maybe pull it back to basics. I'm saying this in pile 1 as well. It's almost like you have to go back to basics to build your dream bigger. And it's a playful energy that's been missed. It all got a bit serious. It all got a bit metrics, measurements. It all got into maybe too masculine energy. It's like, where is the Empress in all of this? It's like, find that softer feeling of success, and find the playful energy, because you'll find that you don't even need to do it all by yourself. Maybe that's also a thing with the alone card underneath, like doing it all by yourself, thinking, self-employment, it's all about me, self, and not in a negative way, in the sense that you don't have the resources always to. You just have to be so resilient and independent, but there is a way to co-create. And whether it's you co-creating with your dream, co-creating with parts of yourself, co-creating with your younger self, to then learn how to escalate your dream, and then it becomes so much more emotionally fulfilling. And then it means that you're not doing all the focus on working harder at if you kept going the way you're going, and you're working harder and barely gaining traction, barely getting emotional fulfillment, energy doesn't discriminate, and your vibration can then start to permeate all areas of your life. And I feel like when your career or your business or whatever your goal is that you're working on, if it's too lopsided, other areas of your life will not feel fulfilling. So we can extend that to relationships, or, relationships, family, friends, all the things, abundance, financial abundance. So it's just about, let's get some clarity on the 6 of Cups here for pile 2. What does pile 2 need to remember? I just feel like we got the 3 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot, 5 of Cups, 9 of Wands, and the Magician card. I feel like it's a little bit repeating of the same theme, but on a different level. I feel like when in this like 6 of Cup energy, when you were younger, or when before this stuff became really hard and heavy, you knew how to channel your magic. But for some reason, you were working through it, but it didn't end up the way you thought it should. So you almost kind of gave up on it or disregarded it. But this is a realignment of the direction you need to be taking. It's that whatever this magician or raw energy, or this these basic gifts that you hadn't fully developed yet is where you need to be going. So maybe you worked hard at something in your previous self and there wasn't any reward, so you dropped it and then you had to overcorrect. That's why the sabotage program got created. It's like, I have to do the metrics, I have to do all of that. But maybe it's a full circle moment where you just have to go back to the original dream even though you're bringing so much more knowledge to it. It's gaining the wisdom around it to cut away what you don't need to be doing. You don't need to be hustling. Because when we get too focused on the minutia of everything, that's when we get the negative thoughts and the limiting beliefs, right? It's just, it just works against us. Okay, pile 2. Let's get a final card for the ending of this reading. Actually, before I do that, let's just get another clarity, some clarifications on what does this 10 of Cups energy feel like for pile 2? What messages can pile 2 receive in relation to this version of themselves? Knight of Cups, the Fool. Yes, balance. A balanced, empowered, new direction, completely coded for you, that only you know how to channel. It's like this whole relearning of this goal that does not leave you in this kind of, even though you have those skills out of balance, they can be depleting. So, we want the yin and the yang. It's like taking that one seed, that basic idea, and nurturing it into a more balanced version and a much more fulfilling version of you and your life story. I feel like it really is balancing all of this stuff out. We've had, harmony and resolution. It's like connecting to your higher self, your higher guides, doing the magical work that sometimes we all forget to do, even though we preach it the most. So it's like planting those seeds, and steady wins the race, right? So just focus on that one seed that you own, that is fully yours, your gift to share, and let that reap the rewards. Okay, pile 2. Final message for pile 2. Whoa, too many. We'll take that one, but let's get one more for pile 2. Oh, okay. You obviously need more. We've got be nice, the world is a small town. For success, attitude is equally as important as ability. You will find that it is necessary to let things go simply for the reason that they are heavy. Look at all the purples. Friendship is so weird. You pick a human you've met and you're like, yep, I like this one. And you just do stuff with them. Look, that's crazy because this deck is not full of those colors. It is like very multicolored, and you got more tapping into this. Back to who you are. Look at all these purples. Manifestation. Releasing negativity. It's like, go back to basics, pile 2. Focus on that one gift and recalibrate your energy to enjoy the work that you're going to do for the rest of your life with slow, steady original, unique seeds that only you can sow. And I hope that made sense to you. And if you'd like to put 1, 2, or 3 in the comments, at least I know who is enjoying the readings. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million. Hi, Pile 3. So this is the Sun card that you picked. Wow. If that's the inside of your mind, that's really exciting. I feel like you are working on solar plexus energy. You're trying to bring things into the physical plane. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, living your best life, trying to ground that energy. The other 2 readings really have been about sometimes going back to basics to dream a bigger dream, but that there is a vitality or inspiration or, just a missing piece that they might be needing to hear or to, bring in all of this vitality and energy and mojo to work through this amazing energy. Actually, before I do tarot, let's bring in some oracle cards. Okay, for pile 3, what messages or energies are around them that they can learn from, lean into? Self-acceptance. Show you the card. Self-acceptance. I almost see similar traits here with the... Let's go with the crown chakra on that one. Holy love, bottom of the deck. Holy love. Okay, we're also going to get a moon energy, moonology, sorry. But yeah, a moon energy as well. I think when you're coming into a sun moment, you've come through a moon phase. So sometimes when we need inspiration the most is when we've had a hard time lately. Wow, that came up in pile 2 as well. Bottom of the deck, work through your fears. Also Scorpio energy. New moon, full moon. Okay, interesting, very interesting. Let's also get a limiting belief or some sort of sabotage that might be at work here. Okay, for pile 3. Bottom of the deck, independent. And light. I'm getting a few feelings here, pile 3. I feel like, yeah, you are trying to work really hard on yourself. I feel like with self-acceptance and being liked as the sabotage, I feel like maybe, and with the independent card underneath, you may be like looking for, I guess, now that I'm looking at this too, holy love, whatever holy love feels like to you or is to you. So whether it's romantic or otherwise, but there definitely seems to be a mismatch there. And with the negativity card underneath, and also with, this double scorpion energy, working through your fears, I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been trying to you've been doing work on that. That's what's the underlying energy. That is what you've been working on. And it's now time to do that final piece, So coming out of that moon energy where you have been trying to let go or work through your fears, time to release that negativity part. You have been working so hard on working on yourself. I feel like you're getting there. I feel like with sun energy, and she's a happy self-acceptance. So it's not like she doesn't know how great she is. She does know, but sometimes it feels like work, right? Like to always do that. I feel like that is the human condition, is to always have self-doubt on some level or not enoughness. But I feel like you have been really working on that. Like in your mind, like you know all of your worth, you know all of your contributions, your assets. And in fact, it gets constantly mirrored back to you as well in real life or in 3D world. But there is a bit of not really believing it yet, or it's not sure. There's a bit of something. So let's just see what Tara has to say. Because you're staying very independent, so it's not like you're letting too many people in, or maybe not the type of people that you want in. So let's see where pile 3, what messages does pile 3 need to know about this situation? Pile 3. 5 of Voices, which is 5 of Swords. Muse of Inspiration. The Moon card. Seven of Inspiration. Eight of Materials. Let's get 2 more. 3 of Emotions. Let's get 1 under here. The Wheel of Fortune. And the bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Pile 3, you tried to hide it, but here it is. Seems like you've definitely been going through like a rebirth almost. I think with the new moon and the full moon, you've been going through this massive phase of almost like redesigning yourself. I feel like you really have been doing the work. You've been really working on yourself here. And it doesn't feel like it's work related. I feel like this is working on yourself, working on the essence of who you are, making her abundant and like epically like magical. This is what your energy feels like. It's like this healing mandala that radiates. So it's almost like you are the sun energy. And so I think there's been lessons in the past where that's kind of left you feeling not the case. And, there's been a few, you have come out of this moon energy, but look at this moon energy. I feel like with the double Scorpio energy and this pink moon, I just feel like you've come into yourself. Like you are now... That's why it's such a beautiful, like a yin-yang energy here. I feel like it's just really, you've really calibrated who you are. It's almost like you project to the world who you are. It's like you've been filling your own cup, and it's really high frequency. It's like you've come out of this dawn, you've redesigned your boundaries, you're ready to literally eject yourself into the 3D world or get back on the horse. If this is a relationship, I feel like with the Lovers card underneath and then followed with the Hermit card there, you've been afraid to want to love again, or you've been afraid to take a chance on some sort of happy ever after, whatever that looks like to you, because the road has been tricky in the past. you've got inside your own head. It's almost like you've had to, this negativity, this relief, it's like hold or offer an olive branch to yourself. It's like realign yourselves with a higher vibrational frequency. But it's not that you haven't suffered. You've suffered. There's definitely been some, hard chats with yourself, but you've almost rebirthed yourself totally into this brand new experience that you're having now. And so now it's really high calibrated energy. And I feel like with the Muse of Inspiration, I feel like, I'm sorry if you weren't thinking that this was like going to be a relationship reading, but I just feel like with Holy Love, with the Independent underneath, it's like this like kind of freedom energy, but also like you're looking for your counterpart. You're looking for this passionate, hot as hell relationship that is holy love. It's like divine. It's definitely soulmate energy. And I feel like with the Lover showing up, that's like completely confirming that, with the Muse of Inspiration as well. And then the Wheel of Fortune, it's like it's now turning in your favor. It's a divine choice. It is a completion of that. It's that, if you're single at the moment, then, I wouldn't necessarily always recommend this, but I just feel like, it might be time to get online and start in the modern world, look for a counterpart. I know everyone has mixed feelings about that, but I think if your vibration is in, a good frequency, it doesn't matter where you meet people these days. I feel like the attraction is, it's always going to be a match anyway. So, Pile 3, you've really been doing the work, and I feel like it's an amazing energy. So, if this is not a romantic relationship that you were hoping for, then it's your dream. So start dreaming big, because you've literally got fire in your belly, and you're ready to birth it, because you've just birthed yourself. So now it's 2.0. Well done, you. That's not easy to do. And there's always this counter pendulum swing, right? When you've been single or self-reliant for a long time, probably maybe because you've had some harder lessons, it's like you're like, it's just easier to be alone or do my own thing or build myself. But at some point, it's like you've got to stop building yourself a little bit and let love in. So if that doesn't resonate, obviously don't take it. It's just you do you. I feel like that's what you're doing anyway, so keep going. But what do I want to clarify? Let's clarify the Lovers. What is this Lovers card for pile 3? You've got the Ace of Pentacles, another new beginning. You've got the Star card, so wish fulfillment and healing. You're definitely connected to your source. You've got 17, 18, 19. I feel like you've been doing all the work in all the right order. You've had to get rid of this lack of self-trust and self-belief because people have maybe maybe gaslit you in the past or got inside your head to stop believing that, and you've had to start accepting yourself again. But you've done it, and it's such a high vibration. I keep saying that, but I feel like with the Star card, it's impossible, and the Sun card and the Wheel of Fortune and the Muse of Inspiration and the Lovers, I feel like, and the double moon cards and all the moon phases, you've gone through it all, you've seen it all, you've done it all. But I feel like you've really healed so much of it that, you're ready to jump timelines even. What is this self-acceptance? Let's see a little more about pile 3. What was this self-acceptance that they had to learn? Bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, like you literally have had to set yourself free. You've had to have that real deep moment where you've had to have decent conversations, the Five of Voices. You've had some hard talks with yourself in the mirror and went, hang on a minute, it's not me, it's them. And you've really rebuilt your passion for life, even if it feels a bit sort of like going back a few steps. You've done it. You've calibrated. You've just calibrated. You've made that choice. You've chose yourself. You've done the work, and you've grounded it. And it feels like it's a part of the journey that won't ever be repeated. You won't maybe allow this energy again. You won't feel like you're outside of your own mind. You're going to remember that you are the sun energy. Interesting, pile 3. Let's get a final message to close the reading. Pile 3. From independent to the lovers, to holy love, to self-acceptance. I mean, these are great cards. Healing with a star, wish fulfillment, new beginnings, new solid beginnings. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, can we get a final message for pile 3? Final message. Whoa, that's a lot. How many have we got? Oh, good Lord, I'll do it. 5 cards. You ready, pile 3? Life can be tough, but so are you. Nice sun energy there with yellow solar plexus. I love it. Memories take us back. Dreams take us forward. I feel like that's what you've definitely been working on. For success, attitude is equally as important as ability. Think happy thoughts, because you have definitely let go of that negative thought patterns. Be good to people. You will be remembered more for your kindness than any level of success you could possibly gain. I mean, they're all great sentiments, you know, and they're all very like resonant with your reading. So, pile 3, I mean, you should be teaching us a thing or two about this. So we'd love to hear about it in the comments if you're pile 3. What have you been doing to calibrate self-acceptance? I think we could all do with a little bit of extra advice if you would like to share it. Thanks a million. See you next time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks a million.